Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Season 4, Episode 45. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So it's Sunday and I'm just now watching Love During Lockup. All right, so the show starts off with Andy and Brittany. You know, he's in the car, and this is what kind of irritates me a little bit about Love After Lockup and WeTV. I think that it was extremely irresponsible for them to have Andy filming on the freeway. He was driving 70 or 76 miles an hour in the middle of a huge rainstorm, talking on the phone, not even hands-free. You know, if it was hands-free, I might be able to, get past it. But he was holding the phone, talking to Brittany, telling her that his children must have misremembered their childhood. He wasn't a absentee father. You know, one thing is for sure, these kids are not going to misremember if you were a good or a bad parent. So stifle, Andy. Then second of all, you already told us that you would leave when you needed a break, but you would only be gone for a day or two. But previous to that, you said that you would be gone for like a week or so, and then when you got back, you really didn't want to be bothered with your children. Then you go on to say that if you were such a bad dad, how did they turn out to be such good kids? Well, first of all, Andy, there are a lot of people who were piss poor parents, and their children still turned out to be really good law-abiding citizens, decent human beings, and mostly because they didn't want to be like their raggedy ass parent. Or someone else in the family, like your children's grandmother, stepped in to help raise them. They mentioned that. Okay, so Brittany, Miss I am in jail and I am an addict, who feels as if she is above Andy in some sort of way, says that she also feels that she was blindsided because Andy knew that she was going to be meeting his children over the phone, and he also knew that his children didn't like her, and he didn't tell her. Now, I would feel a certain way about that myself. If I'm going to meet my guy's children and he already knows that they really don't want him to be with me, they're not really effing with me, it would be nice to give me a little bit of a warning so that I know what I'm going up against or what I may be facing. However, she tells him, even though she told him, don't come to the visit, don't come to the jail, my daughter is coming, I don't want you and your drama around my daughter, we're done. She finds out that her daughter can't come see her without Andy, because when they submitted the request for the visit, it was the both of them. So now she needs Andy. I said, oh, okay. Now listen, I don't appreciate Andy and his lying ways. I don't actually appreciate her for, acting as if she is the perfect parent, because, you got drama too, ma'am, and you're, an inmate in a way. But if I was Andy, I would go to the visit just so she could see her daughter. Would I be bothered with her after that? No. I think Andy should be more concerned about his relationship with his daughters than concerned about getting a relationship started or getting back together with Brittany. Bye, Brittany. That's what I would be saying if I was Andy. Not sitting down somewhere deciding that you're about to become a country music star and writing a love song for Brittany. No, how about you write a song of forgiveness to your daughters? I'm just saying, Andy, I'm sick of you. Honey, now listen, we go from Andy to this ridiculousness. Leticia and Keith. All right, so first of all, let me just start out by saying this. Leticia, your husband's name is Keith. Please just call him Keith. I think that it's absolutely ridiculous how every time you talk about him, it's my husband, my husband. If anybody ever decided to start the drinking game, every time you say my husband, it would be a whole lot of people just passed out. Alcohol poisoning all around. I mean, girls, stop the shit. I really cannot stand it when people are my husband, my wife. Your husband and wife, they have a name. Use it. So, he's just as ignorant and he's playing games and she's acting as if she is so airheaded. I just cannot believe this woman actually owns and operates a legitimate business. She tells him that the attorney says that it is not a good idea for him to be a part of her business. And he says he don't care what the attorney says. He cares about his family. Well, you know what? She should care about herself, her children, and her customers. Not what this jailbird is saying. You are somewhere in a damn Supermax prison with El Chapo, and you got the damn nerve to tell her that you don't care what this attorney is saying. You know what? In my opinion, that is 167,000 million freaking red flags that he is after you and all that you have built. Girl, if you don't get a fucking annulment. Anyway, she done pissed me off with this. She tells him about the post-nub. He don't do that. So then he decides to gaslight the hell out of her. All of a sudden, she's like, no, baby, we don't have to do any of that. Oh, no, baby. Girl, are you serious? Oh, my God. Keith's behavior and reaction should have told her everything she needed to know about this relationship. First of all, you do not know that man outside of prison. Second of all, you definitely want to listen to this attorney. You need to protect your children. You need to protect yourself. And you damn sure need to protect your customers. He sat there on that phone call, twisted everything around on her. It was almost like watching a real life reverse Uno happen in front of your face. He twisted everything around, turned it around on her, manipulated the hell out of her. I said, girl, he is a felon. He is a felon, and you are trying to bring him into your children's lives and your business. Anyway, she goes to see him in jail, and she's going, way overboard with this outfit and all this makeup. And, good luck, girl. What you should do is try to slide him some annulment papers when you get to the Supermax. Let it be over. Protect yourself and your children. You are out here just wilding and letting him talk to you and treat you, in my opinion, like a servant. In my opinion, you are beneath him the way he behaves, and you're allowing it. Is this what you want your daughters to see? That you allow this dude from prison to run you? Absolutely not. Renika Asante. I don't know when the episode is going to come, when she has gotten rid of this bad wig. But I'm telling you right now, I cannot. I can't stand all those sideburns and fake baby hair. All of it is driving me crazy. Listen, please stop this madness. Anyway, she has a conversation with her sister on the day that she's leaving to go to Atlanta. And she tells her sister that she just wants them to respect her and respect her decisions. I get that. As a grown woman who is a mom and who is 34 years old, I understand that you want people to respect your decisions. I understand that you want people to respect your feelings. But your decisions are quite suspect. They are not well thought out or planned. Your sister is trying to look out for your best interest. You are picking up your children's lives and moving them to a whole nother state where they don't know anyone except for your friend Ray, and taking them away from their family and friends for a man that you have known for 13 months in prison. You have never seen that man outside of jail. No, ma'am. These are bad decisions. Her sister says that she wishes her the best, and she hopes that she won't have to say, I told you so. Well, listen, girl, listen. You will. At some point, you will be saying, I told you so. Her mother tries to talk to her again and ask her not to go. You can see when you look at the children that the girls don't really want to go, but they're only going because they want their mom to be happy. So they're following their mom, because what other choice do they have if she's not allowing them to stay with their grandmother? Personally, I also think that that would have been the best decision. If I am so hell-bent on being with this man, I'm going to just leave my daughters with my mom. Go down to Atlanta, fill out the situation, get to know him outside of jail before I bring my daughters into this mess. Her mom makes some very valid points. She says this boy has been in jail for 4 years. You have known him for 13 months. Do you really believe that there hasn't been any other women holding him down while he's in jail? And there's probably still other women holding him down while he's in jail, but you want to be his fool, so I'm just going to let you be his fool. Her mom speaking facts. Now, I noticed that when they went to the airport, they had 1 suitcase and 2 bags that they were holding. Now, how are you packing up your whole life moving to Atlanta with 1 suitcase and 2 bags? I heard her say something about a moving truck is going to be coming in about a week. So they make it to Atlanta and she has rented an Airbnb until Asante comes home, and then they're all going to be moving in together. Now, her 13-year-old daughter says, I don't want him moving in with us. And this grown ass woman who is a mom looks at her daughter and says, why? Why? Really? Why? Her children, who are 13 and 15, say, because we don't know him. You, as a mother, are willing to let a 32-year-old prisoner that you have never seen outside of jail move into the house with your 2 teenage daughters. And you're going to trust that. There is no way in hell that that would ever go down in my life. When my children said they were uncomfortable, they don't know him, I would have said right then, say less. He will not be moving in with us. He's from Atlanta. Let him move in with his family, some of his friends. We will live by ourselves in our own apartments. Or I would have said, hey, let's just go back home. I am not about to have my daughters live uncomfortable around a grown ass man. And then on top of that, she's pepping him up, talking about what a good guy he is. And if they could possibly, just give him a chance. Give him a chance, my ass. You are giving him a chance to violate, in my opinion. No, ma'am. If anything would go down between him and those children, you can't take it back. I mean, Renika, listen, girl, you are making some really bad choices and decisions, and you've got young ladies to protect. I'm sick of it. I got so worked up, I forgot about her friend. Her friend Ray comes over to her Airbnb and, she says, I've been trying to get you down here all this time. And this dude that you don't even know from jail tells you to come down here, and here you go. She's like, girl, this dude has been in jail for 4 years. He's going to come out of jail and do whatever he wants. You are being delusional. She says, I absolutely believe that you love him. But does he love you? She looks her right in the eye and says that she does believe that he loves her, and that no, he would never try to date anybody else besides her. And her friend says, you really need to come back to reality. You are being delusional. You are going to be down here on an island somewhere, and he's going to be out in these streets with different women. Her friend then decides that they should do a little check on him, and she gets on his Instagram and finds out there's 5 other girls trying to talk to him, and one girl leaves her phone number there. So you packed up and moved your kids all the way to Atlanta, and you hadn't done at least a social media search on this dude? And it doesn't matter. Her friend can give her all the warnings that she wants. She's still going to be up his butt. She's still going to put up with him, take care of him, and allow him to be in the home with her children. Peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. If your 13-year-old said she didn't want to live with this man that she does not know, what would you do? Jade and Chris. So Jade and her sister are off to Minnesota because they want to go meet up with Chris's family, and they're also going to see Chris in jail. Jessica tries to be nice to Chris, and she tells him that she'd like to start over, and when they come to visit him in jail, she'd like it if they could just sit down, have a visit, hash it out. And he says, actions speak louder than words. And I would like to say, I agree. Actions do speak louder than words. And your actions, sir, tell me that you might not be all there. I'm just saying, Jessica and her sister are suspect as well, but So we find out that Chris has just gotten transferred to a medium security prison. So Jade is hoping that Jessica and Chris can act like they've got some sense when they go for this visit, because she doesn't want him to get jacked up and sent back to the maximum security. He lets her know that even though her and her sister are prepared to meet his aunts and his mother, they can forget it, because the aunts and the moms don't want nothing to do with her. They don't want to meet up with her. They don't want to see her. She gets all upset because, she wants to know why his mom doesn't want to meet her. She came all the way there, and he tells her that he doesn't know. I think that Chris is 100,000% lying. Okay. I think he knows exactly why his mom doesn't want to meet her. And I said, she doesn't want to meet her because she doesn't appreciate that this woman is not working and living off the back of her son's money. She doesn't trust her. She thinks this girl is using her son. And, Jade says that his mom comes off a little snobby because she bought his mom a Christmas present and his mom gave it back to her and said she didn't like it. Now, look, that's all that it takes for me to know that I don't F with you. I wouldn't even be trying to know his mama after that. If I buy someone a gift and they don't like it, and then they bring it back to me and say they're bringing it back to me because they don't like it, I would tell them where to shove it. Also, I have gotten a lot of gifts from people that I didn't like, but you know what? I was gracious about it and took the gift and made use for it. I would never return someone's gift and say, I don't like it. I think that's rude as hell. Jade does say to him, I don't understand it. You're the inmate. Okay, yeah, he is the inmate, but he's the inmate that bought you a house, bought you a car, bought you an RV, bought you that off-road machine thing, and is helping you in your social media goals and dreams as an influencer. He is taking care of you. This is the same guy who is having $10,000 to $12,000 a month deposited into your account. He's an inmate. You don't have a job. Girl, shut the hell up. So he says that his mom has been through a lot with his exes. He's had a lot of women in his life that have just used him for his money, and his mom has always had to pick up the pieces. So I can understand that she would be a little skeptical of a woman who doesn't have a damn job, who is living high off the hog on her son's money. Somebody that she has never met outside of prison. I would think she was using him as well. So they meet up with Chris's family, and it turns out to be two of his nieces. And honey, listen, this one niece of his, I'm here for her. She gets right to it, okay? She just comes right out and asks the questions. She says, are you concerned about life outside of jail when Chris gets out? And she says, yeah, because we've been together since 2018, and I've never seen him outside of jail. The niece said, also, do you have a job? And she said, no. I said, girl, this would have been a good time for you to say, sure, you're a content creator. You're an influencer or something. That's your job. But no, she said she didn't have a job. She says, so you're just living off of him right now until you get a job? I said, hint, hint. She's saying, get a job, get a job. I'm just saying. When she makes that comment about living off of him, Jade said, well, we do share an account. Right. You share an account that his $12,000 goes into. She also asked her, did they have a prenuptial agreement? And she said no. Honey, listen, she said the family does not really like her because of the way she is on social media. Jade is always on social media bragging about all the stuff he gets her. Oh, these roses cost more than the average person's car payment. Oh, look at this ring he got me. It was $650. Oh my gosh. It seems that that's exactly what her social media is about. Oh, I sleep until noon and then I get up and I run over to Starbucks. I get my hair and makeup done. I go pick out all the crimson red lipstick that I can find. And my husband's calling me 82 times a day from jail, but I always pick up on the days that his check is deposited. You know what I mean? Girl, I wouldn't like your ass either if I was a part of the family. She says that their family is a little more private. They don't appreciate her braggadocious style on social media, and I can understand it. To me, Jade and Chris are no different than Chris and Gabby. The only difference is this Chris has more money. And Jade is absolutely using Chris for his money. If Chris didn't have a dime, she wouldn't put up with him. I think Chris's mom is probably also mad that Chris isn't spending his money on her. The cousin did make the comment that they are not rich. And Chris only has that money because of savings or something like that. Jade made some kind of comments that his mom should be thankful that she's with him and that she's been waiting for him. Girl, listen, you haven't been suffering. You really haven't. You've been going on trips and vacations, having parties at the house, enjoying the swimming pool. Girl, go on. She wouldn't have been with him for 5 years if she didn't care about him. No, you wouldn't have been with him for 5 years if he didn't send that money. Savannah and Jake. So this girl, ooh, if desperate was a person. So Savannah goes to see a lawyer. You know, she's interested in doing everything she possibly can to get Jake's time lowered or get him out of jail. She wants to know why he was sentenced to 30 years in jail for a home invasion robbery. I said, well, shit, it was a home invasion robbery. The lawyer says, well, there was a little more involved, you know, in this situation. According to the attorney, while he was in court, he was threatening to knock people off. You know what word I'm thinking about. And he was screaming and having all kinds of outbursts in the middle of the court, and they had to shackle the man down. I said, well, shit, that made it easy for the judge to decide that he should be in jail for 30 years. The governor also denied his request for release for time served, and the lawyer says, well, it's possible that there's something more there, something that he hasn't told you or something that his family hasn't told you. Come to find out, his mama told the judge not to let him out. I said, oh, girl, that should tell you a lot. If this dude's own mama went to the governor and said, don't let him out, honey, there's a lot about this dude that you don't know. That should have been a shit ton of red flags, but was it? No, ma'am. This crazy woman is talking about, would it look better for him to be released if he was married? Didn't he just tell you last episode if you brought up marriage to him one more time, he was going to punch you in the face? Why are you so desperate to have this home invasion, threatening to knock people off, shackled down in the courtroom? Mama don't want him out of jail as a husband. Girl, there has to be more men in town. It really does. She's in the car talking about, I'm just pretty sure that all we have to do is meet with the warden and, you know, have some marriage counseling and we could just get married. As soon as she gets this man on the phone, he says, what happened at the attorney's office? She says, well, he thinks that if we get married, this will help you get out. He says, I do not want to turn this conversation into a marriage conversation. Let's just talk about the legalities of me getting out of jail. I don't know why this girl cannot read a room. Read a damn room. He comes right out and says that you're just trying to use my situation to get me to marry you. Girl, he doesn't want to marry you. I don't know if he's hiding something from you, if there's another woman in his life, maybe he's already married. I have no clue, but he doesn't want to marry you, Savannah. Then she tells him that she's headed to Waterloo. This is the town where his family lives, and she says, do you think I should stop by? He said no, because that's kind of intrusive. Girl, listen, these people don't want you just showing up on their steps. They clearly don't F with you. If these people won't even pick up the phone to take your phone calls, what the hell makes you think that they want you knocking on their door? It seems to me that they don't mess with him either. You know what, Savannah, honey, listen. You need to really learn how to get a clue, how to read a room, how to exit a relationship. He does not want to marry you. His family does not want to be bothered by you. And it seems they don't want to be bothered by him either. If I was in a relationship with someone and their own mama didn't want them to be released, that would scare the shit out of me. And I would disengage. Girl, get some help. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.